Season 1998 concluded with a happy result at the end of September. The celebrations and the ensuing break continued through until the middle of November. Throughout that time, our All-Australians visited Ireland, and the remainder of the players took off for 10 days in South Africa. Visiting and coaching in shanty towns through to the more relaxing times at Sun City and a game park, the journey was enormously fulfilling and one to be remembered for a long time. When training again got underway, that left the Crows with just 5 weeks before Christmas to pump the fitness work into the players. It was an intense period of work, with the players returning some of their best ever fitness measurements and proving that long and drawn-out pre-seasons may not be altogether necessary. While the training continued, the players' collective bargaining agreement was renewed between the AFL, the Players Association, the clubs and the players. The agreement in principle has been a positive one for all concerned and has set the scene for another successful AFL season. Closer to home, the club moved its administration from the western side of Football Park to the other side of the ground and alongside the player facility. Housing the biggest Crows merchandise store in the world, it's a first-class facility and one that's the envy of the other 15 AFL clubs. The national draft in the middle of November saw 8 new faces on the list, 3 of whom came from interstate. From the local competition, there was a wonderful cross-section of youth and experience, pace and strength. Surprising all by picking up 26-year-old Brodie Atkinson, the Crows showed faith in one of the SANFL's best performers over the past 5 years. With Brian Benke, Ken McGregor, Brett Burton, Lucas Herbert, the 3 interstate lads in Clint Kyrie, Tyson Stenglen and David Gallagher, the club believes it's bolstered the list for now and for the future. By mid-January, those and all other players were back in business in the heat of summer. 32 out of 40 on the main list returned a personal best time in the 1-kilometre time trials, to prove that the players themselves were serious about the challenges ahead. By the time the Melbourne trial game hit Football Park, the conditioning was almost complete, as we saw one of the most intense trial games on offer. The February draft saw us pick up Darryl Wintle and 6 rookies, all of whom had spent the summer training with the club. Of course, the Melbourne game was quickly followed by the infamous Round 1 Ansett Cup game, in which champion ruckman Sean Wren damaged his good knee, which sent him spiralling out of season 1999. The debate that followed and the conjecture concerning the condition of the ground made headlines, while the club ensured that the big fella himself was well looked after and received the very best of care. There's every confidence that we'll see him back in the new millennium. The remaining trials saw the coach experimenting with individuals and the lineup in general. But of course, with the season now just 8 days away, the intensity is lifting and the focus is fully on producing a win in round 1 against the Bulldogs. Season 1999 promises again to be exciting and unpredictable, fulfilling and challenging, and one where the club needs to stay a step ahead of the rest. The coaching staff remains the same, so there's much stability in and around the premier club. The work has been measured and is showing better fitness levels than ever, and the playing list has improved to make sure that no stone is left unturned to give the Adelaide Crows the very best shot at a three-peat of the AFL premierships.